Jordan Peterson is back in the news because he just lost in court again. Now people like Pierre Poilievre are already trying to paint this as censorship, when he is literally just being told that if he wants to keep his license to practice as a psychologist, he has to do some social media training. So let's cut through all the bullshit and take a closer look at all of this. Jordan Peterson wrote an op-ed for the National Post where he channeled his inner Joker and said the Ontario College of Psychologists will rue the day that they tried to shut him up. He's calling them tyrants and claiming this is all about his political views, which has right-wing politicians, columnists, and general grifters slamming the move as an attack on free speech, which when contrasted against the reality of the situation makes all those folks look like the biggest drama queens on the planet. Because here is what is actually happening. As a psychologist, Jordan Peterson is part of a licensed profession with a code of ethics. To keep any license, you have to follow certain rules. That's why it's called a license. Like, you can lose your driver's license if you drive wasted all the time. You can lose your medical license if you're constantly horking loogies in your patient's open wounds. And you can risk your psychologist license if you, say, publicly imply someone should unalive themselves, which is one of the things Jordan Peterson is accused of doing. See, Jordan Peterson previously uploaded a document with screenshots of a bunch of the complaints made against him. I wrote a thread at the time summarizing the document, which went viral and made him very mad because it makes it clear this isn't about his political views, as much as he and others tried to frame it that way. It's about what can be interpreted as a unaliving joke, his repeated transphobic posts, and him resorting to sharing a clinical study to try to prove his point that plus-size folks aren't beautiful. This dude, with his license, could potentially be responsible for the treatment of vulnerable people suffering from depression, people experiencing gender dysphoria, or people suffering from EDs. So those posts, kinda relevant. And he's not even losing his license despite all of this. He simply has to attend social media training if he wants to maintain the ability to work with patients. Something he claims he chose to stop doing in 2017 when his fame made it, quote, practically and ethically impossible to do so. So to summarize, just yesterday, Jordan Peterson lost his final appeal against the tyranny of having to take some classes to keep his license to do something that he has already decided is unethical for him to do. Will we ever know freedom again? What do you think of all this?